Bucs fans, welcome back in the film room. We're going to take a look at Jordan Whitehead, strong safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, number 33, who is absolutely balling the last couple weeks. Yeah, that's right. I said the last couple weeks. Most of you noticed that he had an unbelievable game against the Panthers, but because of the 9-0 result of the week before against the Saints, understandably, some of you didn't know that Jordan Whitehead actually played one of his best games of the year, along with several other members of the Bucs defense, including Lavonte David, but we didn't have time to get to that last week because we were so obsessed with the offense and the struggles and what happened in that nightmare performance against the Saints that we neglected the defense a little bit. So I want to get to the defense a little bit this week and talk about the play of Jordan Whitehead, who will be free agent this upcoming offseason, and so it will be very interesting to see what happens with him. He's not at the top of the Bucs priority list, I'm sure, but he's definitely not at the bottom either, thanks to the way he's playing this season. So again, if you're jumping in here and you've not watched these before, subscribe to the Pewter Report YouTube channel. We do these awesome All-22 film rooms. We're going to do them on draft prospects and free agents in the offseason. And make sure that you hit the thumbs up and the like on this video so that you give some love to what we're doing over at Pewter Report. We greatly appreciate that. I'm going to let some of these plays go. And Jordan Whitehead, by the way, on the bottom right-hand side there, inside, you can see kind of the disruption that he creates. This is where he's at his best around the line of scrimmage, keying, reading low hat off the line of scrimmage from these linemen, so he knows it's looking like a run. He's taking off. He's playing aggressive, physical football, right? If he can get in this gap and even get into the backfield here at all, he's created enough disruption that this running back's going to have a hard time staying on track. And you could see him drive the receiver down the line of scrimmage. Now they're in the running back's way, right? But he's not even content there. Look, he's spinning off of this hit. So he's already created disruption. He's spinning off this hit to get back outside. Sean Murphy-Bunting's doing his job as well. He helps wrap up, bring him down. But the disruption is just created by Whitehead. He blows up the wide receiver, throws him in the lane. Running back has to reroute. Then he gets in, gets an arm in on the tackle there. Murphy-Bunting finishes him off. But it's effort, it's physicality, it's intensity. He shows all of those things on basically every single rep. It's incredible to watch on a game-to-game basis, especially as his confidence has grown and what he's supposed to be doing assignment-wise. I'll let the next one play. You can see him off the edge. Doesn't make the tackle here, but again, the disruption, right? Okay, so he's in coverage. Last second, he waits. He times it up well. He shows pressure right before the snap. Lead blocker makes a miss in space. Kind of look at this. This is, again, you're luring the lead blocker out here. So now you've freed up Devin White. So you're luring the lead blocker out here with your blitz. The lead blocker wants to come here. Now you're making him respect you, but you're also making him miss. So you stop Kamara's feet. Even though you missed this tackle, that's a tough tackle, you create the tackle for loss. Now White's free because you took the lead blocker, made him respect you, juked him out, slowed down Kamara, and you made this play. You know, this is why, again, I always harp on the box score stuff. It just doesn't tell the full story when you watch games. Players like Whitehead sometimes miss out on those. So here you go again. I'll let this play run. You see him from the backside, just kind of chasing this one down. Nothing super complicated on this play. But again, the activity, finding the football quickly. Again, he's coming. They're not accounting for him in the scheme. He's coming late. Good job by Bowles. He brings him late a lot of the time. And he's able to get around the backside and help make the tackle here. Very physical. Here's a great stop. I think this is a third. He's right here. This is Jordan Whitehead right here. This is a third down stop in the red zone. This ended up holding the Saints to a field goal. Keying. Boom, big hit. That's when I talk about impactful hitting. You hear me say that if you listen to the live streams. I talk about impactful hitting. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you can get credit for a tackle and still allow a guy to get 3 or 4 yards after the catch. But impactful hitting creates down and distance situations that other teams do not want to be in. That's an impactful hit. That's stop. There's no yak on that play. And that's a big receiver. And Whitehead, it's easy to forget because he plays so big. He is not a big safety at all. You can see him communicating new players in the secondary pre-snap, immediately eyes back, finds the football, makes a play, playing fast, playing physical, processing at a high speed. That forced a 4th and 2. The Saints lined up to go for it, couldn't get the Bucs to jump, so they had to kick a field goal. It was a huge part of keeping this a game for a while, was that big hit. So again, just great processing, great instincts on third down. Okay, now here he is. On the bottom of the screen again, he saw this overhang defender at the end of the line of scrimmage. Gets back in there, takes on the puller. Okay, so now you have a pulling offensive lineman in this situation. Everybody down blocks. Whitehead has to squeeze this space. So this is a tough assignment. Linebacker should be scraping, and he kind of is here. But Whitehead blows this whole thing up, makes it possible for everybody else. He comes and just attacks the puller. Rather than getting kicked out here, I mean, you don't see a safety wrong arm a puller very often. Watch what he does here. He flips, so his right arm is going into contact. So he wrong arms this, which basically means he's using his momentum to. Wrong arm doesn't mean he did the wrong thing. It's an actual technique. He actually uses his body and his momentum to wrong arm this technique and actually bridge this lineman to bring him down. Now Levante makes a great play too, just isolated individually away from what Whitehead did, and White does a great job scraping too. This is just great team defense in general. But to be able to take this lead blocker out as a safety, I mean, there's nothing. He doesn't get blown up at all. Low man wins. He throws his body into the contact. I mean, he doesn't give up an inch there. He doesn't get kicked out a bit. So even if these guys hadn't played it perfect, that Whitehead's move there would have stopped the running back's feet and allowed them to get in position to make a play. Them playing it perfect just culminated and made it an even more beautiful play. But this is, I mean, created so much by Whitehead just being an absolute dog, like physical. And look, he's getting in on the tackle there. He's literally climbing under this dude's legs and reaching to get involved on this tackle. Look at his arms down here. He's trying to get it, like he's playing through a lineman's legs. Like he just doesn't care about contact at all. Dude's body is, I mean, he just doesn't have any, he doesn't care about it all. He's an old school safety. Like that's how he plays. And he's like 5'10". Like I don't even think he's 200 pounds. Like he's unbelievable the way he plays. Very, very similar in a lot of ways to Budda Baker of the Cardinals. Here's which I don't think a lot of people would have said coming out of college about Whitehead. He's not as explosive as Baker, but he's just as physical. Here he is down here, bottom of the screen. I'll let this one play. Again, good patience too. He's not out of control. That's the thing. He's actually processing and reading and reacting here, but you can see the patience here. Okay, he's reading. Sees the puller here. Sees this release. He's got outside contained. White is scraping to get outside of Nelson here. But again, White does his job. Good job getting up here and establishing this line of scrimmage, taking on the blocker. Hill knows he can't go in here. White's got his helmet play side. Good job by him. Minter scraping over. But he just plays right through this fullback's block. I mean, takes it on with the right shoulder. Again, when we talk about playing blocks, a lot of people talk about stack and shed. Oh, can you stack and shed blocks? It's hardly ever about stacking and shedding for linebackers and safeties. They just are not. You're not going to stack and shed many guys coming at you full speed, especially guys that are bigger than you most of the time. We're talking about linemen or even tight ends in a lot of situations for safeties, fullbacks. Like Whitehead is giving up considerable size to this fullback. But it doesn't matter because it's about how you take on blocks, right? Get low, keep your leverage, use a shoulder, play through a block. You can get a hold called. You got a hold called in this game, actually. I don't even have that in this reel. You got a hold called in this game on the perimeter by playing it the right way. This one, he doesn't even allow the hold to happen. He just keeps leaning right through the contact, then keeps that arm free, dives out, makes the stop. I mean, that's an elite play around the line of scrimmage. There's just a lot of safeties will take this on square, and they'll use their hands, and they'll play patty cake here, and they won't really close this space either. They'll hang back here and let this guy kind of come to them and initiate the contact here and allow Hill to get outside. And even if they chase him down, it's a 10-yard gain. But Whitehead just doesn't care. Like his body again, like is just it's obsolete to him. He doesn't mind taking on that contact. He loves it and just boom right off the field, chin strap off. I love that. Everything about this guy, way this guy plays is just amazing to me. Like I love his game just stylistically so much. You can see him here, bottom of the screen. Now, this is against the Panthers the next week, okay? This is against Carolina, bottom of the screen. I got this one in slow motion for you because this is one of the sickest plays. Watch this. Dodges a lineman, chops down Newton. I mean, what are we doing out here? This is incredible. Like, to dodge this lineman like this, look, playing outside. He's got outside contained, so he's taking a chance here. He's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to make this guy miss. And I'm going to make this play myself. So it's a little bit of a riskier play, but he knows he can pull it off, and that's the confidence he's playing with right now. Just an outstanding play. I mean, one of the biggest quarterbacks in the league. He just chops him straight down. Here he is at the top of the screen here, I believe. Is this him? Maybe I think he's there. Yeah, let's see. Oh, no, he's right under here. This is his playing zone. Tips this ball away, knocks it away from the receiver. Again, zone, not all these plays have been in coverage so far. A lot of his coverage assignments aren't often targeted, but he's not like a single high free safety type. He will go too high. He can rotate single high at times, but he's not going to like make a lot of plays on the ball there. But you can see how much his zone coverage has improved. Look at him. Processing. Watch him in his zone drop. Processing. Sees the quarterback. Reads his eyes. Newton pats it once. He's breaking. And this ball's well outside. He tips it. Gets it away from the receiver as a result of him tipping it. I mean, just a great play. Again, like your eyes and zone are everything, right? How aggressive are you going to be and how much are you going to trust your eyes? He sees as soon as Newton, boom, you can see Newton's eyes turn. He's starting to break. Starting to break on the ball, and almost gets himself a play. If that ball's a little more on target, he's probably got himself a play there. Possible pick six. Just a terrific play. Here he is in the slot. They've been using him as like a nickel blitzer too. Because he's able to hold up a little bit better in man coverage in the slot than he used to be. And so here he is as a nickel blitzer coming off the edge. Gets a hit on Newton, knocks him forward, and somebody else catches him and sacks him. I think Golston. But again, he creates the sack, not going to show up in the box score at all, right? So you've seen a tackle for loss and a sack. Actually, several tackle for losses that were not going to show up in the box score for him, but he does all the work in terms of getting that. Not that other guys aren't, just saying he's doing all the work that deserves credit for those kind of plays, which is why he's grading so high, I think, for Pro Football Focus. Here he's again. He's not on the screen here until he comes off the edge. Again, we got just taken on pullers. Just doesn't care. Look, this guard's going to pull right here. Just doesn't care. Look at him. Boom. This time box technique. He's going to use his near arm. Boom, taking the puller low, not getting kicked out, creates disruption. Running back's feet are compromised. Now he's tripping and stumbling. Minter does a good job here. He can help make the tackle. Barrett from the backside is going to chase this down. You see him get hit right here. Newton hits him a little bit. Some of these guys hit. He runs into that. He's got time, though, because Whitehead just blew everything up play side. He blew everything up. Nothing was clean. Nothing was clear for the back. And so now Barrett's able to get in there and make the stop. But he's taking on 350-pound lineman, just doesn't care. Like, that's the fearlessness which he plays with as a small safety. Here he is up here. They're going to try and get outside of him. Y'all should know better than this. Like, y'all should definitely know better. Boom. Hops outside the tight end block. Drags Newton down in space. I mean, look at this play. Like, he's inside the tight end. This is exactly what they want. This guy blew up Devin White twice in this game, this tight end, by the way. Not Whitehead. Boom. Dodges him. Makes him look silly. Gets back outside for leverage. Newton's trying to juke him. He was thinking about going outside anyway. Now he's got to create it to get outside because Minter's scraping over. Boom. Whitehead gets him on the ground. He's out. This is the kind of plays all game long he made. Here he is, right here. This is one of my favorite plays, actually. This is one of my favorite plays. Watch this one. What a great break on the ball. Almost has himself a pick six here. This ball's actually caught, and he's real frustrated about it. But look at this. It's a great, again, the receiver starts to break down. Boom. He's matching it, and he's breaking as soon as the receiver breaks. And he actually gets a great jump. This is a perfect ball from Darnold. I know we didn't say that often in this game, but he throws it well outside. If that ball's inside at all, you can see it outside right here. If that ball's inside at all, Whitehead probably picks that. And as it is, he makes an immediate tackle after the catch and makes it a hard catch too. A good catch by the receiver. But again, all those things, the ball placement, the receiver making a good catch, they shouldn't subtract from the fact that that's just a heck of a play by Whitehead to even make it that difficult. So I love that play. His processing right now in coverage, faster than I've ever seen it before. Here's Darnold back to pass, stepping up, and I love this play too. He's breaking in the ball, and boom, gets his hand in there, pushes the receiver, can't get down in bounds because Whitehead breaks on the ball. You can see him, arm is in there. He's got his head up. He's playing the football clearly. He's got his hand in there. He's trying to knock this ball loose as the receiver comes down. He pushes him and gets that foot out of bounds as a result of that push and that contact. And so it's not a catch because of that. I don't even know if that goes in the box score as a pass breakup. It should, but I don't even know if that does in every regular box score. But that's how good he was in this game. I mean, there was just plays all over the field that weren't going to show up in the box score. This is the last one. Just open field tackle. Just a phenomenal play. You're down near the end zone. There's not a lot of margin for error here. Boom, open field tackle. Again, impact tackling, right? Get the legs, go low. He's not going anywhere on that play. I think I'll show that one more time because I love this play so much. Again, look, they got the blocking they want. They have the surface they want out here. Whitehead doesn't drop off because he reads the play. So he's not dropping, so he's able to come from about the 3 or 4 yard line here rather than the end zone line. And they get everybody walled off, and he's going to cut this back inside. If he can make Whitehead miss, he's got a lot of room to work with in here to try and score. But open field, boom. Hits him, deal's over. It's over. Right there. Drags him back, talks trash after the play. Everything about Jordan Whitehead is a blast to watch. He is fun. He's energetic. He's extremely physical. He is arguably the best box safety in the NFL today. I don't say that lightly, but last year he was second amongst all box safeties, or amongst all safeties, all defensive backs, period, in tackles for loss, only to Jamal Adams, who obviously is like a linebacker in the way that they use him. And the Bucs use Whitehead. They move him around a good bit. And obviously he needs to be in man coverage and more ideal matchups in some cases. But he has been such an asset for them around the line of scrimmage and run defense and as a blitzer, and in shallow zone areas just as a tackler, coming up and being quick to the ball and making plays in space. He's probably, I'm honestly going to say this after last year, watching him and thinking he was one of the most underrated defensive players on this team. I think he's become one of the more underrated defensive players in the NFL because his style of play isn't going to go away no matter where you go. Everybody can use somebody who does things like Jordan Whitehead. So I'm a huge fan of him. I hope that the Bucs can keep him around. I talked to some cap people. I think, somewhere around the $9 million a year, $8 to $9 million a year, it might be what it's going to take. Not hard to do because Whitehead's contract can be spaced out over a couple years because they're probably looking at a 3 or 4 year deal because he's still young. Easier to structure contracts like that to fit under a tight cap than it is 1 year guys like Gronk or Sue. So I think there's a chance. We'll see what ends up happening. What the team thinks of Mike Edwards is probably going to go a long way toward how much they prioritize Jordan Whitehead, but there's no question this year he's made himself a lot of money with his play for the Bucs. So hope y'all enjoyed this one. Again, hit that thumbs up, hit that like if you haven't yet. Subscribe, Pewter Report TV. We'll be back with more All-22 film rooms in the near future. Thanks so much.